Hi, all my first graders. Welcome to your online art class. Today we are going to be doing a project that has to do with spring showers in the spirit of spring and bring it on. I'm done with the snow. So this lesson is going to be one long video that you can do as much of it or as a little bit at a time as you want to. It's really a three-part thing. I'll kind of let you know what ends the session or the class time as we go along with the project. So it's going to be a little lengthy because I'm actually showing you how to do this from the very, very start to the very, very end. So feel free to scroll through, to fast forward, whatever. And I hope you enjoy it. So here we go. I'm going to put you all on my stand so you can see what I'm doing. So with your packet, you got a large piece of paper and this paper. This paper is an umbrella. You are going to be using, for today, if you have markers, great. If you have just crayons, that's fine too. But you're going to be using a pencil, markers, and crayons. If you have a permanent marker, excellent. Remember that everything that you do, you are going to be doing with a pencil to start. Just so that you don't see me doing the pencil part and then tracing, because that's a lot of extra work and extra time for the video. I'm just going to do everything in permanent marker, and you can see it better this way anyway. So see how each of these have a point here on the umbrella top? We're going to find the middle up here, and then you're going to connect the point and curve it to the top. See how that's a curved line up there? It's going to show that it's not just a straight line, it's actually following a curve. So we're going to curve down to this one, and then this one's more of a straight line because it's straight from top to bottom. All right, so we've got that part in. Then we're going to do some designs. So what kinds of umbrellas have you seen? I've seen some things that look like little frog eyes on top. But that's one of my favorite ones that I've seen so far. I didn't leave enough space for 2 frog eyes. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I've seen ones with rainbows. I've seen ones with aliens and monsters. Just for the sake of time, so that this video is not as long as it probably could be if I were to get super detailed, I'm just going to do some simple polka dots. 'Cause who doesn't love polka dots? So again, you are doing this in pencil so that if you make a mistake, you can erase. And try to keep a light hand on your pencil. You're not pressing down super hard. Otherwise, you're going to leave a lot of ghost prints. All right, then we color with marker. And again, if you don't have marker, then color with crayon. If you made purposeful shapes to color in, try your best to stay in the lines. Don't just scribble to get it done. Take your time, do your best work, something that you'll be proud of. And again, I'm sorry, I'm walking you from the very, very start to the very, very finish, so you have to watch me go through all this. And again, please fast forward if you do not want to do this, and feel free to do this while I am doing this, so that maybe you're just on my shoulder, which is pretty much where my camera is right now, trying to figure out how to get this to be taped. And you're just coloring along with me rather than watching me. So some people, when I do this lesson in class, go super, super detailed, and they really take their time with their umbrella tops. So that's why the umbrella itself is usually just one class time, believe it or not. And again, if you want to keep going with it because you're having fun, or if you want to do a little bit more than just what's here, that's fine too. Make sure you're filling in all the white spaces. You guys know that I don't like when you leave white spaces on purpose. Or not on purpose, but ones that aren't supposed to be white. So if you want white polka dots, that's fine. That's leaving the whites on purpose, but because there's a point to it being white. But if I'm coloring and I leave all this extra space, see how there's white there and there? Make sure you fill that in. Trying to stay in the lines as much as you can. Oh, so quiet in the school without you guys. I already miss you. It's gonna be a long couple of weeks for us. All right, so we have finished the umbrella, and now we're going to cut it out. Normally I have tracers for you guys to trace this so that we're not having to draw this twice. But so now you're going to take your large paper, you're going to put your umbrella towards the top, you're going to hold it down, and you're going to trace as best as you can. Notice how I spanned out my hand across the top of it so that it's not moving. If it does move, reposition it so that it's in place. Just so you know about where to start. This is really just for you in case this moves, just so that you don't have to worry about this part of it, so that nothing happens to it and whatever. So we've traced this here. We're not doing anything with that at all. We're just going to leave that as it is. So again, I'm going to be doing everything else now in marker so that you can see it better. Hopefully you can still see my umbrella top that I've traced. So with the umbrellas comes the handle. So I do a tall letter J, just kind of hook it off to the side a little bit like that. So you can do this part along with me. Then I'm going to do my head. So my head's going to be like up in here. So you're really only drawing the bottom part of your head like this. Okay. If you would see your neck, you can draw your neck in with the neckline of where your shirt would be. And then we're going to draw his shoulders. So our shoulders come out a little bit past our head, and then they come down. So again, they curve out. We'll go a little bit past our head and then come down like this. If you have hair that you might see, you can draw your hair. So I have longer hair, so I'm going to draw my hair in like this. Boys, you don't have to. If you have short hair, you don't have to add hair in at all. You just leave it as it is. You're not going to draw any facial features because you really wouldn't see them. I mean, I might see my mouth here, but I'm not going to worry about that. So we're going to finish drawing our person. So our person's arms are going to come down, and then it's going to curl back up because we're going to be holding the umbrella. So here's the inside of my arm. And you can have your hand with the fingertips like this. That's a really awkward position for the hand to hold it, but that's fine because I'm going to have my other hand curve up there too. So then I'm going to come down, curve back up, draw my line across. There's my armpit there, and then I'm going to draw my other hand maybe this one is, and this is why I say use pencil, because I wouldn't have put that part of the hand there. So now this makes a little bit more sense. So yes, use pencil. Don't do what I do. All right, so now we're gonna draw the raincoat. So the raincoat's gonna come down farther than where you think, because most raincoats come down past your bum and down your thighs a little bit. And draw the line up that shows that maybe it's a button top or a zippered top. Like that. Actually looks more like a chef's top, but we're gonna go with it. Then we're gonna do the long rain pants with the V in the middle for the leg split. And then we're gonna do some boots. So we're gonna come down, out, around, back, straight up. If you wanna add little tread on the bottom, you can add tread on the bottom. And again, you can stop and pause and rewind and whatever to make sure that you follow all the steps the way that you want to. Normally I just do one little step at a time for you guys to do along with me, but that's not the way this is working right now, so we're just gonna go with it. So here's where you can add a little bit of flair to your, or personalization to your project. Maybe you've got a rainbow, 1, 2, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. I'll add one more, purple. Rainbow stripes here and there. Or you've got unicorns, I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do is totally fine. Maybe there's a cloud over on this side and cloud over on the shoulder. I don't know. We're just going with it. You can do the same thing with your rain boots and your pants. Maybe they're just some hearts. Whatever, you personalize it however you want to do it. This is just to make it look more interesting, to add a little bit of your own personal voice to it. Then we're going to start around where the kneecap would be, which is right about here. And we're going to draw a wavy puddle for your person to stand in. And along with that is going to come some ripple lines, because you're splashing around in this puddle. And if you're moving water, water goes bloop, 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 bloop. So yeah, anyway, then we're going to be doing the grass. So we're going to draw the floor, or the ground line that goes all the way to the legs, skips over, and continues to the other side. Maybe you've got some tall grass and little grass. Maybe you don't have any grass at all. You decide what you want to do. You're going to continue it all the way across. If you want to add trees, you can add trees. If you want a doghouse or your house, however you want to do it. And then we're going to add some teardrop shaped raindrops. Don't go crazy with this. I've seen people do so many and it takes forever to color in, and it just muddies everything up. If you want to add them in, go for it. I mean, a lot of them in. I do want you to put some in so, you know, you can see that it's raining. There is a reason why this girl has the umbrella out and her head's up and then it's inside of it. But you really don't need too many. So that's that. All right, so now we're not coloring in the sky, but we are coloring in everything else. Now, if you don't have watercolor, here's where you would color everything. But what I was going to have you guys do is, with the background where the sky is and the puddle itself, those ones we're going to add some watercolor to. Everything else you're going to color. So, as I said before, you can color along with me. You can skip what I'm doing, turn my voice off because you don't want to hear it. This is the one time that you actually get to do that. So when you're coloring, just make sure you're coloring in completely, trying your best to stay in the lines. Again, you are not coloring in the sky or the puddle, but everything else you can color in. We're going to do some kind of a watercolor resist with that, and I'll explain what that is after. So the drawing of this of the background, everything that I did with the permanent marker that you are going to do in pencil first. And then if you want to trace after, you can trace after, or you can just trace after, I mean, with marker or permanent marker or regular marker. That part is day 2. So the umbrella was day 1, the drawing itself and then tracing would be day 2, and then the coloring and then the watercolor would be day 3. So if you want to go along and do it like that, that's the breakup of the lesson plan. So with the water, remember I said don't color the water because we're going to do a watercolor resist. I do want you to at least trace the water, including the ripple lines with the crayon to help with that watercolor resist. It's going to make the ripples really pop out, bring the water to life a little bit. So I'm going to keep coloring here. You don't have to do, if you're a girl, if you want to do different colored hair than what you actually have, that's totally fine. If you have longer hair and you're a boy, same thing goes for you. That's fine. If you don't have the correct skin color for, like, this kind of matches my skin color. If you don't have this crayon or a crayon that matches your skin tone, you can try to figure out another one. So like this one is yellow orange. It says yellow and orange on it together. You can color lightly with that, and then that can kind of act as your skin tone color. If you really want to make yourself have pink skin, you can have pink skin. It doesn't really matter as long as you're coloring the way I like you to color, which is fully and completely and with purpose, not leaving white spaces, staying in the lines. That's really all that I care about. You guys can be as silly as you want to. You're allowed to. And I may be coloring quickly, trying to save time so that you're not having to watch me do all of this and take forever on it. But you take your time coloring. You don't have to go fast. I've also been doing this a lot longer than you. So even if you're not here, you know I expect quality. Your best, not someone else's best, your best. Hopefully you guys are getting outside too. I would love to play outside. Go for a walk, go for a run. I want a swing set if you've got a swing set at home. Doing your own art projects. That'd be cool. One cool thing about art is that you can listen to music or have something playing on the TV that you're watching while you're doing this. I mean, you can't watch me and do this at the same time, but you know, once you've got the idea of what you're supposed to be doing down, this is not something that you have to sit here and be bored at. Like right now, I'm wishing that I had music, but then you wouldn't be able to hear what I was saying. You probably wouldn't be able to hear the music very well either, and we probably have different tastes in music, so we probably want to turn that off as well. I'll turn on some music. Oh, I don't know. And now the grass. Oh, my hand's cramping. You can take a break if you want to. I can't because I don't know how to pause this video. And I don't want to go back and edit. All right, ta-da. All right, so now, where did I put my watercolor? Oops. Now here's the part where if you have watercolor, this is where we're gonna be using it. So, get my computer away from the water. Don't do this around computers. So where you traced your umbrella, you don't have to paint that spot in. What you guys are going to end up doing is either taping it onto that spot if you have tape, or gluing it, or you can wait till you get back to school to do that part. Not a big deal. So we're going to get some water in our blue paint, and we're going to fill in the sky with the blue. See how I'm going over my raindrops, and it's the crayon, the wax that's in the crayon is resisting. It's staying away from pushing away the paint. So it's not holding the paint like the paper is. So that's what the watercolor resist means. It's okay if you have uneven coloring. It reminds me even more of a cloudy, rainy day if it's uneven. So, and again, you don't have to paint. You don't have to be perfect in following the lines of your umbrella. We're just going to be gluing right over that space. So if you go over the line, it's not a big deal. Be careful that you're not scrubbing with your brush. I am going back and forth with mine, but I'm not pushing down. You shouldn't have the silver part touching the paper. It should just be the bristles, which is the hair. If parents would like to omit some of the mess that might be made, even though watercolor is very easy to clean up, just put a newspaper piece down there so that you're not getting your table. If you get crayon on your table, which I get them on my art tables all the time, magic erasers, the Mr. Clean magic erasers work. Whoops. Oh, good thing. See, the watercolor resist. I colored in good enough that there none of that blue stuck in with the green on the grass. Whoops. Trying to go quickly, and I'm making big mistakes here. Well, not really a big mistake. Again, we're going to be gluing over that, but all right. So now you just did the sky. We're going to do your puddle. So it's the same thing, except for I want to make my puddle a little darker. You might choose to not, but do you remember how to get watercolor to look darker or lighter, depending on what you are trying to achieve? So if you remember, we talked about this when we worked on your stained glass pieces, is that if you add more water, you are going to get lighter color. If you have less water in your palette, it's going to get darker. So that's how I got this darker color. All right, so last step is you're going to put some glue on the back of your umbrella, and you're going to glue it into place. And there's your finished product. So when you're done, feel free to send this to me. I think I already told you my website, or not my website, my Gmail account, but it's also on my website in the school resource contact us page. So anyway, it's elacourse@kearsarge.org. I can't wait to see your artwork. I hope you guys enjoyed the project. Be well, take care. I'll see you when you get back. Bye.